Hello and welcome to the Idiocracy. I'm some dude on the internet, and today we are back in Deep Rock Galactic DRG, being a space dwarf. Today's mission?
We're sending you in deep, so be on your guard. Scanners indicate particularly rich veins of morkite and gold further down. Bring it back, boys.
So, simple mining mission.
No, I think I've seen some spare pipe rails lying around the station. Just saying.
Not now, Trevor. No time for pipes. Today, I am going to be sharing with you well, as by the title, which hopefully you read, I have a theory about FNAF. Specifically, Security Breach, and it deals with the DLC. I imagine you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, there's many other YouTuber. I recommend you go and watch something that they've done first, so that way you just know what FNAF is. But I mean, you're clicking on some random dude with a small-ass channel that said FNAF theory. Either you're desperate for some FNAF stuff, or you're bored. Anyway. It's a theory that came to mind
Not ready yet.
when I was watching some FNAF lore myself. And it has to do, as I stated, with the DLC, Security Breach Ruin, if I am remembering my games correctly. And it has to do with the Mimic, and Gregory specifically. So, the base idea of this theory is that Gregory knew about the Mimic before the FNAF Security Breach started. We loosely know that he was in the Pizzaplex before, like he had like a little hideout or something. At least, if I'm remembering correctly, that was at least theorized. Yes. But yeah, he knew about the Mimic beforehand. And I believe, my theory, is the reason he even left his little hideout was because he had a plan to deal with the Mimic. I mean, we've obviously seen he's not that much of a fan of the animatronics, as demonstrated by his willingness to fucking destroy them, ripping out Roxy's eyes after hitting her with a fucking go-kart, breaking Monty in fucking half with a giant fucking, ball pit duct tape. He don't like them.
Move your tin asshole.
Get back here.
Yeah.
Woo.
We got the order.
The fuck is that? Did you say meteor?
Donkey, come here.
Yeah, it's obvious Gregory doesn't like the... That's a meteor. God damn it.
Attention! A local impact is imminent. Clear the marked zone. Step on it.
I don't care. I'm not doing it. But it's obvious Gregory doesn't like Okay. It's obvious Gregory doesn't like the animatronics. I believe his plan was to make his own to fight the Mimic. Because we see his backpack, you know, down there in the Mimic chamber. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. And we know from Security Breach Ruin that he, or at least is predicted, he's the one that set up the security nodes. So it's like, okay, I think the security nodes were a backup plan. His primary plan was to build an animatronic that could fight the Mimic, i.e., Roxy's eyes, so it could see wherever it was in that giant, you know, maze of caves down there. Monty's claws, so it could actually hurt it. Chica's voice box seems like an outlier, but it's really not, because if you think about it, if Gregory is setting all of this up, he as a kid, he can't tell some adults, like, hey, go away. So he needed Chica's voice box, so that way his animatronic could tell people to go away, and it would, you know, believe them. It would be like, oh, okay, it's someone higher up than me. I should get out of here. Do what they say. And the reason he chose Freddy as the animatronic that he was going to do this with, for two reasons. One, he has the extended power supply, which means he can work longer. Also,
Action time. A swarm will be upon you shortly.
Freddy has the big enough chest cavity so that way Gregory could hide inside of him while the fight was going on. So that way he wouldn't have to be wondering, like, is that my animatronic or is that the Mimic? Because I think Gregory, hell, knows everything about it. And I think the events with Cassie are all... Yeah, that was an action. I don't think he wanted anyone to go in there. And I think he planned on dealing with the Mimic. He planned on dealing with it himself. Because the question is how did he know? Why did he find out? Well, it's obvious he's been snooping around and messing around down there for a while. Oh, come on, no. There we go. Backing down my butt. Music is still going. But yeah, that is... That is the loose idea, the loose basis of the theory, is that that's why Gregory went up there. And I think with him interacting with Freddy so much, it might have changed his opinion on Freddy, and he came to care for him a little bit more than his original plan of, I'm just going to... The fuck? Get stuck. Like, it changed his plan, changed his idea that he had, like, going into it. I think he was still gonna try and, you know, have Freddy help him destroy the Mimic, as evident by him wanting to get underneath the raceway, because he knew that's the way to get down there, get down to where the Mimic is. And I think they bumped into I think he accidentally bumped into something else. I don't think he knew Burn Trap was there. That might have been a little bit of a surprise for him. Maybe my FNAF floors mediocre at best, I will admit. Hell, this idea that I have could be floating around, and here I am like, I came up with this, and in reality I'm just spewing words someone else has already said. Completely possible. But this idea came to me listening to some FNAF lore today, and I was just kind of like, it makes sense. There are, yeah, as with any theory or idea, there are holes in it. But it makes a modicum of sense to me. How the hell do I get that in here? I knew what I was doing.
Ollie!
But I don't know, it lines up pretty well, because we don't really know why.
Down it goes!
You know, obviously Vanessa was looking for Gregory. He'd been in there for a while. Presumably maybe they were looking for him for a while. He's got such an unrelenting hatred, but maybe it's not hatred. Maybe he's just like, you know, this needs to be done in order to destroy the Mimic, because he's got it in his head that that thing needs to go. And also, in Security Breach, he knew about it, and we didn't really know why. He never got a, not an explanation. It was just kind of like, why is Gregory sneaking into the Pizzaplex? And sure, the assumption can be made that he was just trying to, you know, shut down. Well, not shut down. Let's see. He was going into the Pizzaplex because he found out about the Mimic. Maybe after him and actually not even him, Freddy, because Freddy loses his head or, you know, gets destroyed at the end of all that. So I think he knew, and I think maybe part of his plan, you know, either destroying the animatronics was a side effect of, you know, him trying to destroy the Mimic, or part of his plan to get the Pizzaplex shut down in the first place, so that way he could deal with the Mimic, have the voice box to act as, you know, hey, you know, because people break into, like, abandoned buildings and stuff to explore them, so that way, you know, have the voice box, so Freddy, or his animatronic in that instance, could be like, hey, you're no one's supposed to be in here, get out, while dealing with it. So, I don't know, it makes sense. And then Cassie going down there was an accident or a miscalculation, or not even a miscalculation. You know, she was just a concerned friend. You know, Gregory is like Cassie's first/only friend. So obviously, yeah, she's she's
Disturbed a nest of Clifford grunts. Get ready, they're heading your way.
obviously concerned about him. Because he also, strikes me as the loner type. Like, I think Cassie getting involved is a complete accident. And I don't know, with how ruthless we've seen him, I know that's, people are, the argument slash theories that at the end, like, why would Gregory throw down? Well, because it's been the plan the whole time, is to kill this thing. Of course, he's not going to let it out at any cost, even if it means his only friend. Why he cares so much, that is definitely the question. Maybe he knows the danger of it. I know I've seen like loose theory that he's a robot or something. Whoa. Yeah, he's always, I don't know, he's very aggressive. So I think, as harsh as it sounds, yeah, he'd throw Cassie down an elevator even for the simple fact to ensure the mimic doesn't get out, because I think it's been his mission, his purpose the entire time to ensure that thing stays down there and is at some point destroyed. Because I think afterwards, after security breach, and he lost Freddy, stumbled into glitch traps, stumbled into all of that.
All quotas met. Well done, team. Activate your transponder via the mule and get back home.
I don't know. I think it was his plan from the start to make Freddy, or one of the animatronics, into his I think mount would be an improper word, but into his, into his,
Dropout en route. Hang in there.
into his, battle mech, essentially. Because he's, he's such a hatred. His backpack was down there, so he obviously knew that was down there. Sure, they could have found it after, but I think the Pizza Peck's closing was a consequence of him destroying all the animatronics. And they weren't, the actual corporation wasn't able to get things up and running again. Or maybe some other manipulation by him, because he just wanted them out of there. Just because he knew the mimic was down there. And obviously plan A was to build his battable animatronic. And when it got destroyed, he didn't really know what to do. So he just started keeping away, and then he eventually came out with the security nodes. And I also have to point out that Roxy, well, from one of the theory videos I watched, that Roxy wasn't actually a security node. But yeah, like that part from his explanation, like that makes sense. But it was after we watched all this, I'm like, yeah, I think he knew about the Mimic before the game, and the reason he was going around doing all of his stuff was so he could build something to put together an animatronic that could take on the Mimic and win in a fight. We saw Roxy try at the end of Security Breach. We don't know if she's dead. We don't know if she was destroyed. We don't know. I don't think she is, because I think there will be another DLC where we play as Cassie and Roxy deeper down. Or at least I'd like to see that. That'd be cool, because I really like Roxy. Gregory's just an asshole ripping out her fucking eyes from her skull. But yeah, that is the theory. Gregory knew about the Mimic beforehand, was collecting animatronic parts to make something that could fight and win against the Mimic. And when it didn't work, he made the security nodes, and then Cassie got stuck in all of it. That is the theory. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Rockin' stuff.